Hey everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. I was thinking about something Bishop T.D. Jakes said recently in his sermon. Look for it. It really hit me, and I thought it'd be great to break it down with you.
Oh, yeah, I love that sermon. He's so good at connecting, those like timeless biblical truths and making them relevant to what we're dealing with like right now.
Yeah, exactly. And this one really resonated with me because he talks about noise,
Oh, yeah.
the noise of the world, and I feel like that is something we're all struggling with.
Constantly. Yeah, it's like overwhelming.
Yeah, and he paints such a vivid picture of it. He talks about going from like 3 TV channels to 300.
Yeah.
All the robocalls and just like how much information is coming at us from every direction.
Well, and he doesn't stop at the external noise either. He brings it in,
Yeah.
and talks about like that internal noise, all those anxieties and worries that keep us up at night.
Mhm.
It's like trying to hear a whisper in a hurricane.
Absolutely. It's like our brains just won't shut off.
Right.
And with all that noise, it's like, how do you focus?
Yeah.
How do you make good decisions? How do you even hear what God might be trying to tell you?
Right, and that's where TD Jakes gets to the heart of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't just identify the problem, he actually offers a solution.
Yeah.
And he uses this image of Elijah on Mount Carmel putting his head between his knees,
Oh, yeah.
like physically quieting the mind.
Right. It's like that physical act of just like blocking everything out.
Right, and that's got me thinking about, the ways we try to do that today, like meditation or mindfulness or even just like putting our phones down for a few hours.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever noticed like how much calmer you feel
Oh, yeah.
after you just take like a short break from technology?
Absolutely, it's amazing.
It's like you can finally hear yourself think.
And this ties into what T.D. Jakes calls our inner senses. He talks about pain and faith, things that we experience deeply, but you can't really perceive them with just like those five basic senses.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
there's this whole other level of perception. It's like he's encouraging us to like develop our intuition, that gut feeling, that
Mhm.
knowing that comes from somewhere beyond like the physical world.
Yes. And it's about being able to tune into those subtle signals, those whispers of wisdom that can guide us.
Especially when the world around us feels so chaotic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to illustrate this point, he dives into the story of Elijah and the drought,
Oh, yeah. I love that
where
story.
it's so powerful, right?
It's about so much more than just like a lack of rain.
Absolutely. It's about spiritual dryness. It's about feeling disconnected from God.
Yeah.
It's about facing these like impossible challenges.
Yeah, he's up against those prophets of Baal, and there's this like intense standoff.
Right.
But he keeps seeking God's guidance, even when it seems like all hope is lost.
And I think that's what resonates with people even today. I think we've all felt that dryness at some point, that feeling of being lost or stuck.
Yeah, like you just wandered in the wilderness.
And the story of Elijah reminds us that even in those moments, even when we feel completely alone, we're not.
Right? There's something bigger than us. There's a power greater than ourselves.
Exactly. And if we keep seeking, if we keep believing, that breakthrough will come.
And that brings us to that turning point in the story.
Mm.
That tiny cloud, the size of a man's hand that appears on the horizon.
Oh, it's such a small detail, but it signals this huge shift.
Yeah, like this overwhelming relief is about to come.
It's like the smallest signs of hope can be so powerful.
Yeah, like little hints that things are changing, that the drought is about to break.
Makes you wonder, what are those small clouds we might be missing in our own lives?
Right, what are those little signals that we're overlooking because we're so caught up in the noise?
Exactly. And how often do we dismiss those signs because they don't look like those grand sweeping changes we might be expecting?
This is where T.D. Jakes' message is so powerful. It's about celebrating those small wins,
Right.
trusting that they're leading us towards something truly amazing.
Absolutely.
So I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired to start looking for those small clouds in my own life.
Yeah. Me too. It's a good reminder to pay attention to the little things.
Absolutely, because you never know what they might lead to.
Exactly. It's not just about, waiting for the rain to come.
Right.
He makes it clear that this looking for it actually takes work.
Yeah.
He even uses the word gymnasium to describe the challenges we go through.
Oh, interesting.
He points out that the word strengthen comes from the same root.
Oh, wow. I never thought of that.
So like struggles are actually like a workout for our spirit.
Okay. So it's like, don't shy away from the hard stuff.
Exactly. Those tough times, those moments when we're like really pushing ourselves to grow, they're building up our resilience. They make us stronger so we can better hear that inner voice, that guidance from God.
Okay, so what does that look like? What kind of workout are we talking about here?
Well, he talks about being really intentional with who and what we allow to influence our thinking.
Okay.
It's more than just turning off the TV or silencing notifications.
Right.
It's about choosing who we surround ourselves with.
That's such a good point.
He even encourages us to set boundaries with people who constantly bring that drama or negativity into our lives.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to protect your peace,
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not about like cutting people off, but realizing that protecting our mental and spiritual space is essential for staying connected to our purpose.
Yeah. It reminds me of that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Oh, that's so true.
Sometimes you have to step back and refill your own spiritual reserves
Yeah,
before you can truly help others.
exactly. And he's very honest about the fact that this isn't always easy.
Right.
Sometimes we have to get messy with it, like really dig deep and confront those distractions head on and fight for that clarity.
Mhm.
He uses such vivid imagery to describe this. Remember when he talks about outrunning a chariot?
Oh,
It's that idea of overcoming obstacles, pursuing our goals with that relentless determination.
don't let anything stand in your way.
Right. And it goes back to that story of Elijah. Remember how his servant was sent to look for signs of rain but came back empty-handed?
Yeah. But Elijah didn't give up.
Exactly. He told his servant to go look again.
Keep searching.
And it's that persistence, that refusal to accept defeat that leads to the breakthrough.
It's such a powerful message for anyone who's feeling discouraged.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It's like he's saying, don't let those setbacks define you. Keep looking. Keep believing, because what you're searching for might be closer than you think.
Absolutely. And when that breakthrough finally comes,
Yeah.
he reminds us that it might not always look how we expect.
Yeah, like that tiny cloud. It was a sign of something much bigger.
Right, but it started so small.
And that's how it is sometimes, right? Those little shifts inside yourself, those moments of clarity or like a sudden burst of energy.
It could be anything.
Could be. Those subtle changes that actually indicate a much larger transformation unfolding.
And he brings it all together with that image of the rain finally coming.
Oh, yeah.
Abundant, life-giving, washing away that dryness.
It's like that feeling of relief when you finally get what you've been searching for.
And it's not just about achieving worldly success.
Mhm.
It's about experiencing that deeper sense of purpose, a richness of spirit, a connection to something bigger than ourselves.
It's like all those things that truly make life worth living.
Exactly. And I think that's what resonates with so many people.
Yeah.
We all crave that sense of breakthrough, that feeling of abundance, that connection to something truly meaningful.
Absolutely. And what's so great about his approach is that he doesn't just tell us what to do. He invites us to participate in the journey.
He really does.
Like when he asks, what are you looking for?
It gets personal.
It's like he's not just preaching from a pulpit. He's having this conversation with us.
Yeah.
He wants us to really reflect on our own desires and our own dreams, those things that we might have pushed aside because of, all the noise and distractions of everyday life.
He reminds us that it's okay to get messy, like really dig deep and figure out what matters to us. Be willing to fight for those things.
Even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard. And most importantly, to trust that if we keep looking and keep believing, that breakthrough will come.
It's like he's giving us this incredible pep talk.
He is.
Reminding us of our own strength, our own potential, and our own ability
Right.
to create the lives we want.
You got this. One thing that really sticks with me is that he doesn't pretend it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
He's like straight up about, sometimes you have to run in the rain.
Run on rain. What do you mean?
Like when things are tough, and you
Yeah.
just want to give up.
Right.
But you got to keep going.
You got to push through it.
Yeah, sometimes the biggest obstacle isn't what's happening around us.
Mhm.
It's that noise in our own heads.
Oh, yeah, those doubts and fears and negative thoughts.
Exactly. They try to tell us we're not good enough or that we'll never reach our goals.
Like a little voice saying you can't do it.
Yeah, and Bishop Jakes calls those thoughts noise too, Oh, that's interesting.
It's like that internal chatter. It's just as distracting as all that external noise we were talking about.
Yeah, it's like having a committee of inner critics.
Right. Always second guessing us.
You're like, why did you do that?
But he reminds us that we have the power to choose what we focus on.
Oh, yeah.
We can choose to stop the noise.
Silence the critics.
Exactly. And replace those doubts with faith and hope and belief in ourselves.
So it's like a mindset shift.
It is. He really emphasizes that look for it mindset,
Yeah, that sense of expectancy, like believing that good things are coming.
Yeah, trusting that even when things are uncertain, even when we don't have all the answers, we're being guided.
We're not alone.
Exactly. And that breakthrough is on its way.
And it's not just about having faith in God. you know?
Right.
It's about having faith in ourselves, too.
Yes, believing that we're capable of achieving great things, that we're worthy of receiving blessings.
That we can overcome our past mistakes.
Absolutely, and that's what makes this message so powerful.
It's a reminder that no matter what we're going through, no matter how long we've been in that drought, you know,
Yeah.
there's always hope.
There's always a chance for a breakthrough.
Exactly like he's saying, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams.
Keep looking for it.
Keep looking, keep believing, because the rain is coming.
Sometimes that breakthrough starts with just a small change in our thinking.
Right. You know, deciding to stop the noise, tune into those inner senses
Start looking for it.
with a renewed sense of purpose.
Yeah, I love that. And, if this deep dive has resonated with you,
Yeah.
if you're feeling inspired to look for it in your own life, let us know.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, follow and share this with someone who might need to hear this message today.
Because you never know.
You never know who needs a little encouragement.
A little spark of hope to set them on the path to their own breakthrough.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.